What if there was a podcast where one NFL legend talked about football? What about two NFL legends?
This is Wideout's World,
where the gridiron comes alive. NFL legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson, breaking down the game from the ultimate insider perspective. Game recaps, upcoming previews, and exclusive analysis straight from the minds of those who've been in the trenches.
Yes.
Wideout's World. Let's do it.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Hey. Welcome, everybody.
In the house.
What's up, brother? You there?
What's good, man?
Okay. Just checking on you.
Merry belated Christmas.
Yes, belated Christmas. We made it through another one. God bless us with another one. Well, welcome everybody to Wideout's World. This is where we pros, the former pros, Michael Timpson, and that's my buddy, Irving Fryar, and we're going to give you our perspectives of the NFL, Week 17 in the NFL that we are going to break down, recap, give you our opinions. Whether you like them or not, we're going to give them to you. So what's up, man?
What happened, man? It's Week 17. My gosh. Where did the time go?
Well, it goes, and it went real fast.
Yeah. You know what I like about what's happening right now, which is a little bit different than the last few seasons? You got a lot of teams going into Week 18 that still have to play their starters because that last game of the season makes a difference for them as to whether they're going to make it into the playoffs or whether they're going to maintain their seed level or whether they're going to drop or going to move up. So there are a lot of games that are coming up this weekend that we're going to see some good energy. We're going to see all the starters playing because they have to win this game, and that's how it should be. You know, the last couple of seasons, particularly teams that have already clinched the number one seed, or already clinched the division, you know, they don't need that last game, so they don't even play their starters, and it's kind of like a waste of time trying to watch games like that. They're very uninteresting. So,
well, that ain't gonna be the
league
case.
Is very, very proud of themselves now. The way they put this thing together, it's coming down. It's coming down to the head. Coming down to the last game.
That won't be the case, like you said, this weekend. They got to play. Ain't no sitting around now eating sunflower seeds.
Nope. On the sideline, spitting, making a mess. They put the camera on y'all.
Yeah, man.
They spitting them out.
So, hey.
You know, I could never eat them like that. When you put them in your mouth and move it around and bite it and take the shell off the seed and then spit the shell out and eat the seed with the rest of them stuck inside of your cheek. I had to take them, put them in my mouth, wet them all up, get all the salt off.
You're working too hard, man.
Spit them all in my hand, and then eat them one by one.
You're working too hard, man.
That's how I eat them.
Good Lord. Gee, man. All right, man. So let's get into the news. You know, it was interesting when I was looking at NFL news for the show tonight. I don't have any news. So I
made some up. You got to make some up, man.
I did.
Have news.
I did.
Okay.
I didn't have anything that was pressing. Nobody was spitting on nobody or anything like that. So it's been a good week or so. So
right.
that's what I'm saying.
The latest news is still DK Metcalf out, and he put his team in a bind because he wasn't playing. So.
Okay. All right. Is that your news?
No, that's not my news.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give me your news first.
My news, and it's not bad. Well, first of all, let me shout out to Billy Bell. Who was that? Fryar 86, Eddie Casper. Bills have the game. Poor Richard. Bills have that. They have that game. Poor Richard. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
We'll get to him.
Listen, Billy Bell. I don't know if you're watching, Billy. But we understand that you just got out of the hospital. You were in the hospital for about 5 days. And we don't know exactly what was going on. But anytime someone has to stay in the hospital, it's not necessarily a good thing. So we're glad that you're out, man. Hopefully you're watching right now. Shout out to you, my brother. We're praying for you.
Shout out. Yes, sir.
Shout out to you and get well. Get well. We hope everything is, whatever was happening is behind you and that things are much better for you. But my news of the week is this. with the absence of Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry took it upon himself. And this is I've watched Derrick over the years. He looked like he was 5 years younger in this game that they played this past weekend. Man, he just took it upon himself to put the team on his back, and it just I mean, he was killing it. He was killing it with great energy. I haven't seen him run like that even all season. This season, they won the game against the Packers, 41-24. He passed Tony Dorsett for 10th all time in career rushing yards. And then he also passed Adrian Peterson in this game for 4th all TDs. And then in his interview after the game, happy to hear this, the first words out of his mouth were, "I'm so thankful and so blessed, and God has been so good." That was awesome to hear that, because he is, we see the modern football players now, and there's a lot going on, a lot of distractions. Yeah, we hear them mention God, but then after they mention God, we see them on the field cussing and acting the fool. So sometimes it negates that, but he only needed 64 yards to surpass Tony Dorsett and 3 rushing scores to move ahead of Peterson. He did that, and this against the Packers this past week was his best game, and he's older, and this is his best game as a Raven. 36 carries, 15 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He's got a career rushing yards of 12,892. He's got 122 touchdowns. So he almost single-handedly kept the Ravens in the game and their chances to win the AFC North alive. Been a somewhat trying year for him because he was fumbling a lot this year. Right. I saw him fumble more. He's usually pretty protective of the ball. He had a few fumbles this year that were uncharacteristic of him, but I mean, he's 7th. This is his 7th 1,000-yard rushing season. That's the 5th player in NFL history with 5 seasons of 13-plus rushing touchdowns. So earlier this season, he moved past Jim Brown, and he moved past Walter Payton in career rushing TDs, and also he's on the heels of Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson has 13,259 rushing yards, and he's also on the heels of Marcus Allen. He's got 122 touchdowns, Derrick Henry, and Marcus Allen has 123 rushing TDs.
Okay,
he's got them in his sights. So I just wanted the old guy. He's the seasoned football player now, and it's tough at running back, man, to play a lot of years. And he's a big target. He's easy to hit, but we know he also mushes people. Did you see him knocking people over all the time, stiff arm? He does a great job of that. And he's pretty fast for a big guy. But it's good to see him in his longevity. And anytime, you got a player that does that kind of work and puts up those kinds of numbers consistently over time, obviously he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, that's good news. When you think about him and the running game that the Baltimore Ravens have, they just didn't utilize him throughout the year. I mean, it was a down year for a whole bunch of reasons.
Right.
And, just feed the beast. And they were not doing that. And so this, for me, was an indicator that's what you should have been doing a long time ago. You should have been riding him, Right. We've all seen him. The better he gets as the game goes on, the more carries he gets.
Wearing people down, man.
Yeah. So
he's a tough load. Guys have to start making business decisions. Here in the late in the season, they start making, here come Derrick Henry. I'm making a business decision. I'm trying to wait and jump on his back. I ain't gonna try to get in front of him. Yeah.
So I'm expecting Pittsburgh to get a good dose of him this weekend.
And both of those teams have to win that game.
Yeah.
That's one of those games that's going to be fun to watch this weekend, because they're going to be putting it all in. For them, it's win or go home.
Yeah. So that's good stuff. So my news of the week, you're going to love this. You ever heard people when they say, "Where's Waldo"? You've heard that saying, "Where's Waldo"?
I've heard that saying, yes.
Okay. You laughing because he's like, where am I going with this? Where's Travis Hunter? Remember when we talked about him when he went on IR And they said, well, he just tweaked his knee. You know, we're going to put him on IR for 4 weeks. So I did a little research. You know, along with my statisticians, we went to work trying to find out.
How much you pay your statisticians?
Right now, you know, it's all comp time.
Oh, it's all comp time.
So, hey, did you know that he had knee surgery?
No.
He had knee surgery.
Wow.
He had knee surgery to repair a torn LCL. Now,
wow.
And that's why
where's that at?
Well,
you very rarely hear about an LCL,
right?
Unless they tear everything.
Well, the LCL is not as obviously, I don't want to say important, but it's not as vital as the ACL. That's the one you hear all the time. So this one is minor compared to
MCL.
those.
You got an MCL too,
right? And so he had surgery, and so right now his timetable for returning to football activities is 6 months.
Yeah, next season.
So Irv, I was, you know, the reason why he came up in my mind is because so much talk about Jacksonville, the Jaguars.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, okay, 4 weeks, because he got put on IR at 10/31. The last day of October, he got put on IR. So, you know, it was supposed to be a 4-week thing, especially if he just tweaked it. We're thinking he's going to come back. I've been looking for him to come back. And no, I'm like, is he over across the water? Is he somewhere? And then my statistician came up and showed me a TikTok video that he made with an elf suit on. He was dancing.
Wow.
So
that must have been before he got hurt.
It probably, because
I
with social
just
media.
recently saw a commercial with him and Trevor Lawrence.
But that's the old commercial. That's the one. Yeah,
I just saw that for the first time this weekend.
Where you been, man? That's an old
commercial. I
commercial.
watch a lot of TV, bro. I don't sit and watch TV. I'm
so
too busy.
So here's the thing. I just hope that he gets well. I believe he's a dynamic player. There's a reason he won the Heisman Trophy. I just hope, and who's to say whether or not his injury is attributable to all the workload? We don't know. Whether he's on one side, he could have got hurt. 2 sides, he could have gotten hurt. We're past that. I just hope that they take from this that we need to protect the asset and get him stronger, because we know we talked about his stature. He's not a big guy. Take care of him so he can last and be a real help to your football team. So there's my where's Waldo, Travis Hunter.
Where's Waldo? I said statistician. It's statistician.
Same thing.
But play him on one side of the ball and leave the other side alone.
Yeah.
Because he's human. Yes, he's a great athlete. You can't take that away from him. Very rarely do you have someone in college who can play both sides of the ball and play both sides of the ball at an All-American level and win the Heisman. That's very rare. But it's different when you come to the next level, man. It's not a bunch of young teenagers. It's grown men in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you gotta be able to bring it, and you gotta be able to be the hammer, not the nail. And I'm sure. I'm not a doctor. I'm not down there in Jacksonville, but I would bet the house that his injury has something to do with the wear and tear on his body from playing both ways his senior year in college, both ways his rookie year in the NFL. They need to do the obvious because nobody's ever done that before. And nobody could, if somebody else comes along and tries to do it again, they're not going to be able to sustain that over any long given period of time.
Right.
You may be able to do it sparingly or sporadically, but you're not going to be able to do it over the course of time. You just can't.
Well, I like your point in terms of just the fact that he had been doing it for a length of time. You went through a whole college season, and now the rigors of the NFL, you don't get a chance to really heal like you're supposed to, particularly up under the load of the NFL season. So those are great points. Hopefully, I believe they're going to be wiser. And I think this is going to help them make that decision, to be honest with you. All right.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So let's go with
but look, for them, it's all or nothing. Right now, it's nothing.
Yeah. Think about how much of an advantage he would be, I think, more defensively if he was on the field right now, because they're going to need something on defense.
On
All right.
defense, yeah.
Let's go with our top wideouts for this week. So, giving honor where honor is due. You're up.
Why? Because I'm the old man?
Yes, sir.
Is that what? Because I'm older than you.
The elder statesman.
Richard Melton is in the house.
All right,
Matters
Richard.
from here on, 1 or the 7 seed. Yeah, it sure does, Richard. Who is Fryar 86 at Fryar 86?
That ain't your people?
It says Fryar 86. I'm Fryar
that
80.
That ain't your people?
Well, 86 was the number. Fryar 86 is Vinny. That's Vinny. Vinny.
Somebody using your name, you don't know who they is?
Look, what's going on, Vinny? So my wide, and this was not easy to do this week either. You talked about the lack of news this week. Yeah. You would think there would be some kind of news. I mean, not drama necessarily, but you think there'd be something happening in the NFL or the NFL world, the realm, to be newsworthy. We had to dig some stuff up. I had to dig for some wide receivers. It just hasn't been particularly the bigger names. It just hasn't been any explosive play by the wide receivers as of lately. So my third wide receiver out of my top 3 this week is Parker Washington from the Jaguars. You'd like him because he's out of Penn State, 6th-round draft choice, 2023. They won the game 23-17 at the Colts at Indianapolis. He had 8 receptions, 10 targets, 115 yards, 0 TDs, a 37-yard long ball, first downs, and altogether was a 14.4 average. Mm-hmm. He has worked his way as a key receiver for Trevor Lawrence, even with Jacoby Myers, because Jacoby Myers is there. He's one of the receivers that Trevor has, and Brian Thomas, and they're both healthy. But this guy here, man, Parker Washington, in this particular game, we got double-digit targets 4 times this season. Only 4 times this season, but he's the third receiver.
Right.
You got the other 2 guys, Myers and Brian Thomas. He's the third receiver. So to step up late, and it's tough. Everybody knows it's tough not just to win, but it's tough to maintain a high level of play in the NFL, particularly during this time of the season. Now, we never played. We didn't have an 18-game season, we didn't have an 18-game season or 17-game season weeks. But even with 16 weeks that we had, it was a lot. Mm-hmm. So playing at a high level this late in the season, being the third receiver off the starters, coming through. I mean, like I said, he's been targeted or double-digit targets 4 times this season. And he's the third receiver. He's balling out. So hats off to Parker Washington with the Jaguars. And they won against the Colts. Needed that. My number 2 is Chris Olave. He's playing for the Saints. This is his 4th season. I always go back and see how many years guys are playing, because it's pretty interesting. They won 34-20 against the Titans, 8 receptions, 11 targets, 119 yards, 1 TD. He had a 60-yard long ball, 5 first downs, 14.9-yard average. And he's doing this, as I think I said last week, with a rookie quarterback.
Right.
Olave's doing this with a rookie quarterback, which, it's his 4th year. He's vested now. I think that's pretty impressive. This is his 3rd 1,000-yard season in 4 years. This is his first 100 reception season. He's got 100 receptions right now, 1,163 yards, 9 TDs with 11.6-yard average. So hats off to Olave for doing that and his rookie quarterbacks. He's not terrible,
too bad.
But he's a rookie, so he's going to get you killed throwing the ball. Come on, man. You know it. The rookies don't get it yet. They particularly at quarterback position. There's a lot for them to learn, a lot of adjusting that needs to happen. They're going to make a lot of mistakes, and Olave's still hanging in there. So my number 1 is Luther Burden. Now, Luther Burden is a guy that we talked to the 3rd. He's with the Bears. He's a rookie. We talked about he's from Missouri. We talked about him at the beginning of the season when we did our show on.
You were high on him. I remember you talking about Luther, and I said only Luther I know is Vandross.
Second round pick this year, Missouri. They lost 42-38 against 49ers. Y'all know that game. Everybody who watched that game,
Yeah.
that's one of the exciting games. Just back and forth, back and forth. 8 receptions, 9 targets, which is phenomenal for a rookie. 17 weeks into the season, because they're not used to playing that long.
Right.
138 yards, 1 TD, 35 yard was his long ball, 6 first downs, and 17.3 yard average, which is excellent. He got injured on the final play of the game. It was carted off the field. But
he got a cramp from working so hard. That's all. It was.
Is that what
he
it
got
was?
some work.
Because the team said it wasn't serious. So it was a career high. 138 yards, 1 TD, securing 8 of 9 targets. He's got 44 receptions, 617 yards, only 2 TDs. So he's the second TD that he caught in this particular game. 14-yard average. Showing up, again, in the latter part of the season for a rookie receiver, staying focused. Hats off to him. And Bears are balling. The Bears are balling. We're going to see more of him. And look, I don't know if he's going to be the rookie of the year, but he's playing well.
Okay. Good list. That's a good list. Again, you've been peaking. I told you about peaking.
I had to make it up, man. Make it up.
You made up a good list. Because
the numbers aren't that impressive. The numbers this week weren't that impressive.
So I'm proud of you. You made a good list. The only swap we have is our 2 and number 3. 2 and number 3.
Okay.
We got to swap those out. My number 3 is Chris Olave. Here's what I liked about him. You've given all the stats. Last year, he only had 32 receptions last year, and now he's at 100. That's progress. In addition to that, last week he had 148 yards receiving, and then this week against Tennessee he had 119. So that 148 yards was against the Jets. This week 119 was against Tennessee. Are they barn burners? No, they're not. But they're NFL players, so we're gonna give credit where credit is due. He had a wheel route for a touchdown, and then he had a cover 2. He hit him in. They hit him in the honey hole, and he had a long reception for that. So good plays. And like you said, he's been playing with a whole mishmash of quarterbacks, not just this rookie that he's playing with now. I mean, he can't get any consistency because they didn't have any consistency at the quarterback position.
Right, because there was another rookie that was playing as well.
Right. Spencer Rattler was playing. Yep. And so they just haven't had any consistency at that position, but he's doing well. And we keep looking for him to just be consistent and break out, but it's hard with all that change. My number 2 is Park. Go ahead.
He's probably making it. I'm sorry, but he's probably, just in my mind, because he's catching balls and he's caught 100 balls thus far. He's still got a game to go. He's probably working real hard and knowing exactly what he needs to do to try to make it easy. Yeah.
So my number 2 is Parker Washington. You mentioned him. Here's what I like about him. In addition to being the third wide receiver, obviously the Penn State thing is there. I'm a fan. But he had 10 targets. He had 8 receptions for 115 yards, like you mentioned. But then the week prior, he had 10 receptions for 145 yards against Denver. So he's putting up these kind of numbers against defenses that, right now, statistically, they're pretty good and playoff caliber defenses. So he did it against the Colts this week, and then he put up some good numbers last week against Denver. So he's doing well. My number 1, like you mentioned, Luther Burden. Here's what's impressive about him. Not only the fact that he's a rookie, like you mentioned, second round out of Missouri. I can't tell you the last receiver that came out of Missouri that comes to mind.
Right.
But here's what was impressive. DJ Moore was limited. I mean, he didn't do that well. Not sure why. But Romy Odunze and also Amalade Zacchaeus. So those are 2 receivers that have been getting a lot of action. They were gone. They were out of the game. And so for this rookie to step up and to, particularly in this type of game that was a shootout, he kept showing up. He had 1 drop, but those things happen. And they were on the losing end. But like you said, they're going to see a lot more of him because he's shown some things that I think is going to bode well. And that doggone quarterback, we'll talk about him a little bit later. He throw that doggone ball. So
Yeah.
He ain't scared to throw it either. And so he hurt his quad, like you said, at the end of the game. I just think that was overused.
Yeah.
His whole body was in shock because he hadn't worked that hard for a minute. So Luther Barnes is number one.
Good stuff.
So good stuff, brother. Hey, so let's go ahead to our 1 o'clock game. Now, this was a snoozer for me, but I'm gonna let you go first, only because again, I'm
older. Which one was the 1 o'clock game?
Seattle and Carolina.
Seattle Panthers. Yeah. All right. Let me say what I have here. So
you want me to go first? Give you a chance?
No.
Okay, you ready?
No, Seattle is still the number 1 seed. Won this game 27-10. So Mike McDonald's defense they bamboozled Bryce Young. I thought he was throwing the ball like he was in a panic. He was making bad decisions. His passes were ineffective. I mean, 14 to 24, 54 yards, 54 freaking yards, and 1 interception. This is the fewest passing yards in a start for Bryce Young. Not and one of them was the longest one. It was 11 yards.
Right.
Not one, or I should say, not one play. They didn't have one play over 11 yards. How do you have that as a professional team? Not one play over 11 yards. So things were going all right for the Panthers, but then the tide turned in the second half for Seattle when they had back-to-back turnovers, and then they scored twice because they had short scores. So Seahawks, their running back was his name, Zach Charbonnet. Is that how you say his name? Charbonnet. He was making people miss and ripping through tackles, 110 yards, 2 TDs. He had runs of 24 and 25 yards. Those were the only 2 plays that were over 20 plus yards.
Carbonet. I think it's Carbonet.
Is that Carbonet? Charbonnet. These names are
butchering some
man.
names.
And Sam Darnold, he's like Goff to me, Jared Goff. He gets in the big games and he just, he lights it up during the regular season, but then when it starts coming down to nut cutting time, this cat just falls apart. He turned the ball over twice. He fumbled, interception in the end zone. Just bad, man. He's not the guy. I mean, we see him put up all these numbers during the season, regular season, but now it's time to play right now. You made it this far. You've been able to maintain, get a good record. Come on. You gotta put up the numbers. You just do.
Okay. So to be honest with you, this was a snoozer for me. It was 3-3 at halftime. I'm thinking I'm watching baseball. This is how bad this was.
The Seahawks are playing the Panthers. You would think they were going to run over them. That's what I'm saying about Sam Darnold. He just in the big games, he just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't make my boat float.
I tried to do, I tried to put my defensive hat on. Being an offensive player, I tried to look at it from a defensive perspective. This is a defensive battle because there was no offense. You had mentioned the 54 yards passing from Carolina. They had 66 total yards in the first half. 16 of them were passing in the first half alone. Seattle wasn't that much better. They had 50 yards passing in the first half. Here's the statistics on Seattle: punt, field goal, punt, fumble, loss of downs, or they went for something on 4th down to turn the ball. That was the first half. Likewise, Carolina: punt, downs, field goal. That's how bad the first half was. So here's the difference in that game: the run game of Seattle. That was the difference. Yep, they were able to run the ball, and they stuck. The second half, they said, "You know what? We're gonna pound this thing," and that's exactly what they did.
Carbonic.
The thing that bothered me about Carolina, they could have won the NFC South with Tampa Bay losing, but they just couldn't do anything. And Bryce Young, my jury is still out on him. I can't figure him out. I want to give him every chance, but I'm just not there on Bryce Young.
When I look at him, he just doesn't have the moxie that you got to have as a quarterback. He just doesn't carry his countenance isn't there. His confidence isn't there. His swag is not there. He looks,
Yeah.
even his physique, he looks weak. He looks soft. He looks like a pretty boy.
So all of that, I'm watching the game and I'm watching him. I'm looking for him to do something to say, wow, oh, that's why, oh yeah.
Right.
I couldn't get any of that. So the other part, Carolina, top 3 receivers, they only have 4 catches, Their
Right.
top 3 receivers only had 4 catches in the whole game. So I'm just like, who's calling the plays? Give you another stat. They were 1 for 11 on third down. You can't win no games like that. 1 for 11 on third downs?
But again, they didn't have any plays, not one play over 11 yards.
But
Not one.
then you only third down to move the sticks. You only got 1 conversion out of 11 tries.
Yeah.
You
1 out of
can't
11.
win that way.
Nope.
And so for me, the Sam Darnold, the jury's still out. But here's the thing. We're going to find out whether he's going to fish or cut bait real soon.
Right.
Because if he doesn't come out on the winning side and play well throughout the playoffs, that label, he's never going to escape it. He's never going to escape it. Because right now, everybody's looking and saying the same things that you just mentioned, that he doesn't show up in the big games. And so for me, I'm not betting on either one of these teams. I mean, you're better off getting that $1.7 billion lotto than one of these. I'm just not betting on them.
No, Seattle is still the number 1 seed, but
I don't care.
mean, they're going to get a bye, but I believe they're going to fall in the first playoff game when the heat gets turned up and the level of play increases and the speed of the game increases and the intensity increases in the playoffs because it's win or go home. Darnold's going to fall by the wayside.
Where they're not locked in for that top seed yet. There's not a lock.
They're the 1 seed still right now, though.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
But it's not a lock necessarily. San Francisco can have a shot.
Boy,
They have a shot.
Ooh, oh my gosh, that's your boys. Them cats are like they balling, man.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah. So, I mean, that's Seattle for you, and Carolina. So
I don't see them going far in the playoffs. I just don't.
neither one of them. Neither one of them.
Well, Carolina, yeah. Bryce Young, both of those quarterbacks, man, get on my nerves. Because I would cheer for Bryce Young. I want, young black quarterback. You want him to do well for obvious reasons, but man, he just to me he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it. He can play in the NFL, but I don't think he can play at a level where he can win on
He's a backup
basis. Yeah,
he's a backup.
Exactly.
He's a backup. I mean, he can be a backup for 15 years. He's a backup.
Yep. Go from team to team, be a journeyman,
Yeah.
make his money, retire rich.
So
and unscathed.
all right, so let's get to the 4 p.m. game. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills.
Yep. Are you listening, Richard Melton? Are you listening, Richard Melton? Are you listening, Richard Melton? First of all, 13-12 for real. I mean, it was obviously a defensive battle.
It was bad weather. We're gonna give weather had something to do with it.
Come on. We're football players, and we know how to play in the rain. We know how to play in bad. That's football. That's football. That's not an excuse. It's not a reason. You got to tone it down just a little bit and be a little more aware of the footing.
Well, it does affect you, though. We'll agree with that. It does affect you.
And you got to stay focused. You can't get out of focus. You got to stay focused. Yes, it does impact you. But I don't think watching the game, I don't think the weather had a big impact on the outcome of the game. Not at all.
Okay.
I mean, it was raining and it was wet, but you didn't see a whole lot of fumbles. You didn't see a whole lot of miscues.
We saw a good deal of drop balls.
Well, but that was happening already with Buffalo. That was happening already with Buffalo. That was one of the reasons some of the commentators were saying that they were going to lose this game because Josh Allen just didn't have the support that, say, Jalen Hurts had. He had a lot of guys over the course of the season drop balls in tight situations, in important situations. You saw it yesterday where guys were dropping balls. But, I mean, it almost seemed like to me that the Eagles didn't win this game, but the Bills lost this game. Because when you boil it down, even with the block Jalen Carter coming back at shoulder. He has both of his shoulders just over a month ago. And he comes back and gets a sack and blocks an extra point. And, all that. I mean, all these pressures. He's a monster, man. He takes the team, not just the defense. He makes the team better. He takes the team to another level. Mm-hmm. But when you boil all that down, it comes down to one play. And Josh Allen had a wide open receiver, and Josh Allen missed him.
Yeah, he did.
I think, here's just my opinion, I think he was mindful and was hurried to throw that ball because of what had already been happening in the game. He was getting a lot of pressure. He had to move his feet a lot, running a lot, getting hits and sacks and stuff like that. So I thought that he probably rushed it because the clock was going off in his head based on what had already happened in the game, and he miscued the throw because he thought he didn't have as much time as he wasn't pressured at all. Wasn't nobody anywhere near him. He could have taken his time and threw that ball. It was his third read because he looked off to the right first, and he came back, and it was his third read. Okay. But the guy was wide open. The receiver was wide open. So that's just unusual. They never got James Cook going, which is a big part of the Buffalo Bills offense. He never got going. Eagles do a great job of stopping the run. Usually do a great job of stopping the run. The problem with the Eagles is this going into the playoffs. That offense, offensively, it looked like they were going to dominate the first half. Going to halftime, into the halftime, 13-0. They're up 13-0. And they had minus yards passing in the second half.
Yeah.
Minus yards passing in the second half. Punt in the second half. Ridiculous. They put up no points, minus passing yards. It was just, where did you go? They only gained 16 total yards in the second half. And 13 of those 16 total yards came off the first drive in the third quarter. 16 total yards in the second half. They won the game, but like I said, I think it was Buffalo that lost the game. And the Eagles should have lost that game.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you. Here's why.
And
Buffalo didn't deserve
all season. This has been going on all season with this offense for the Eagles.
This is true. This is true. But the fact that they got the defensive turnover for a touchdown, that was right. Points on the board. And then Philly obviously scored. So that was their first half. So to me, Buffalo didn't deserve to win the game. I think Philly played well enough to win the game. I don't think Buffalo, what you did at the end, that's here and there. The fact of the matter is, Philly kind of took their feet off their foot off the pedal, like you mentioned. Second half, but all those possessions, 5 second half punts.
All punts.
They were just punting. But see, here's how Philly won that game for me. Up front, they beat the heck out of the Bills up front. The front offensively, the front defense, they whooped them up front. I kept seeing their All-Pro left tackle Dawkins in the backfield. He was in Allen's lap more than Allen's lap was in his lap. I mean, the Eagles beat him up front on both sides of the ball. And here's the thing.
Well, not both sides of the ball, because Saquon was getting some of the same thing where before he was getting the ball, there was somebody in his lap.
But that's true. But it wasn't as bad.
There was somebody in the offensive backfield tackling him, or he had to try to avoid.
But it wasn't as bad. So here's the thing. For me, the tone was set early with the Allen fumble. And that's what concerns me with him. He tries sometimes to do a little bit too much. Now, he's gotten away with it, son. But now it's crunch time. You're not going to be playing them powder puffs. You're not going to get away with that stuff. And he scrambled. And let's not even talk about the one that he lost for 18 yards that took him out of field goal range. I mean, he thought he was Michael Vick or somebody running around. I'm like, really?
But I think his foot was still hurting him too. That's why he was not as elusive.
Well, you shouldn't try that if your foot bothering you. You shouldn't try that.
It just instinctively, he probably does that.
Okay, all right.
But listen, Mike. But listen, when we played the game, and I think the same. Well, when we played the game, no matter what happened in the game, we wanted to make sure that at the end of the game, we were in a position, whether it was defense to stop an offense or offensively to go down and score, wanted to be in a position to win the game. Right. That's all that matters. Buffalo, regardless of what happened, fumbles, sacks, defense on, Eagles side, Eagles not scoring any points in the second half, not getting any yards. Regardless of all of that happening, it came down to one play.
This is true. No question.
Buffalo was in a position. They drove the ball down, and they put themselves in a position to win the game, and they did not execute.
I agree. But here's why I say they don't deserve to win. Because before that play, they didn't play well enough to win. But I agree with you 100%. You're supposed to put yourself in position to win.
Right.
They did that.
Right.
They did that at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not surprised because for me, like I said, the tone was already set early with that Allen fumble. You watched that game, you knew they were just playing just bad enough that they were not going to win this game. That's how I felt, at least. So let me give you a couple other things.
But you can say the same thing about the Eagles because they played well offensively. They did okay in the first half, but the second half they didn't do anything.
Well, here's why I say that.
How do you have negative yards passing the ball?
But wait a minute.
In a half?
But when I put 13 points on the board, and I'm stopping Buffalo, like you just mentioned, their run game was non-existent. Right. I'll give you another one. Who is James Cook's backup?
Oh, I don't know.
There you go. Ty Johnson is his backup. For them to make any kind of movement in the playoffs, they better find somebody else to run the ball. Because when Cook gets beat up or he gets dinged, it's a wrap. Number two, the receivers. They brought in Brandon Cooks. He can help. They got rid of Mecole Hardman. They had brought him in, and now they shipped him out. And here's another Where's Waldo? Where's Keon Coleman? Where's Keon Coleman?
You didn't hear his name in the game.
Yeah, I don't think he dressed. Number 0. I don't think he dressed. I don't think he played. I don't think he dressed.
He hurt?
No. He had some discipline issues, and they sat him on the bench. So, it's just not. And then McDermott going for 2. Of course, he's going for 2. They need to win.
Yeah, they needed to win. Yeah.
They need to win. Yeah. So
but,
I don't fault him for that.
It was the right call. The receiver was wide open. The quarterback just didn't execute for whatever reason. I don't. Maybe he's betting. I don't know.
And here's the last one I'll give you.
That's what it looked like to me. Like he threw the game on purpose because he wasn't upset enough for me.
No. But because I believe they felt they had another chance, obviously, next week. See, in their 5 losses this year, Allen has been sacked 21 times. Richard Melton. 21 times.
He says you're way off in your analysis.
That's what I'm trying to tell. That's why I'm directing this to him. 21 times, Richard, he's been sacked. And you better hope that he doesn't see Houston because they sacked him 5 times. So it's just a lot of holes there with Buffalo. I don't expect them to last long in the playoffs. Richard.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about them, making it to the Super Bowl. You could see this matchup with the Eagles and the Bills somewhere down the road. That would have to be in the Super Bowl. It won't be in the playoffs because the Bills are in the AFC and the Eagles are in the NFC. So for them to meet later on somewhere down the playoffs, it would have to be the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't see the Bills going to the Super Bowl. I just don't. Yeah, Josh Allen is the reigning league MVP, but he's not playing that way.
Man, New England would beat them by 2 touchdowns now.
Oh, yeah, New England's going to beat the brakes off of them.
They would whoop them by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Drake May is balling. Yeah.
Well,
but I thought it was a shame. They finally got it together. They're getting beat up. Defense is stopping them for 54 minutes. Then the last 6 minutes of the game, last 7 minutes of the game, they come down and get they score and they come down, put themselves in position to win the game.
Yeah.
And for the receiver to be wide open. And it wasn't a long throw. It was just a 10-yard, 15-yard throw. It was, I don't know, man. There's something fishy about that.
So Vinny says if everything stays the same, they'll meet New England in the first game.
That means they'll be out in the first game. Because I'm predicting a Super Bowl, another Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Eagles. That's what I'm predicting.
If we get that matchup, New England and Buffalo, Richard and I are gonna place a bet. We're gonna bet a T-shirt.
I'm gonna hold the money.
There's no money. We're gonna bet a T-shirt. We're gonna bet a T-shirt.
I'll hold the T-shirt then.
We're gonna bet a T-shirt. Richard
what
and I.
T-shirt you gonna hold? What kind of T-shirt?
If I win, he's gonna send me a Penn State T-shirt. If he wins, I'll send him a Buffalo Bills T-shirt.
Okay.
There you go.
Sounds good. Is that a deal there?
Is that
Richard?
a deal, Richard? Speak up or forever hold your peace.
Say speak up or forever hold your peace.
All right. Well,
Lord.
let's get to the Sunday night game. While Richard contemplates whether or not he's going to take me up on my bet. So the
This
Sunday
game
night
was
games.
exciting.
Yeah. That was one of the ones that you kind of just waiting for, you know?
49ers and the Bears was just a boom, 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 boom. They had, let me see. The game was tied at 7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 28-28, 35-35. First time in the NFL regular season history that the game was tied like that throughout the game. It was exciting, man, to watch this. But, you know, what stood out to me was the play of Purdy and the play of CMC. Those cats.
Hold on, Irv. Richard accepted my bet. He said we're 11-5, just so you know. Throw all those records out the window at playoffs times, Richard. You know that.
In the playoffs.
Come on, Rick. You know that.
You got to be 1-0.
Go ahead, Irv.
You can't be 0-4 in the playoffs. So yeah, just watching that game, man. Brock Purdy was that one touchdown he threw. He was scrambling to his left. He was scrambling to. He was playing like he was playing in the yard with some kids. Yeah. He's scrambling to his left. The guy's coming. And he stops. He goes inside of him, and here comes over. He just steps up and throws a touchdown. Man, that was awesome.
But do you remember a year or so ago that they were talking about him being expendable? They were talking about, well, we're gonna get rid of Purdy and all that kind of stuff.
Right. No.
And remember, he was not picked in the draft at all. He was Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep.
So this is a great story. And for him to do that and then come back and start doing the Dougie, teach me how to Dougie, teach me how to Dougie.
It's kind of, it's not a real good Dougie, but you can tell that's what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, he and CMC's balling too, man. You know, coming off those injuries last year, you know, he was out of it last year, and he's back to 100%, man. He's exciting to watch, man. That cat is tough. He's elusive. He's fast. He's gritty. Man, he can do, and he can catch. And did he get 1,000 yards catching? Because he's at
920. He's at 920.
Okay, because he's going to do that. I think he's going to be the only one to do it. Like I think he's doing it.
890. Excuse me, 890. Irv. He's at 890.
He's going to set some kind of record. He had 181 yards, 27 carries. Purdy was 18-24, 303 yards, 3 TDs. He's got 10 TDs in the last 2 games. Purdy does. 2 of them were rushing, and he had 2 rushing TDs yesterday as well. Caleb Williams wasn't that bad. 25-42, 330 yards, 2 TDs. Just wasn't enough. Yeah. It just wasn't enough. 49ers had 4 TDs, 22 first downs, 330 yards. They averaged 7 yards a play in the first half. They just, The 49ers look like they're rolling right now. And it didn't start out that way in that game. The first play of the game, pick 6. I'm like, whoa, whoa, where'd that come from? But they got the ball back, went right down and scored. Went right down, and that's what you have to do. You had to answer. It was his mistake, Purdy's mistake, but you have to come back and answer, and that's what they did to keep themselves in the game and tie it back up. And there it was until we got 35-35. Then there was a field goal, and they were able to move ahead and 42-38. So they're going to be tough to beat in the playoffs. The Bears are as well, but the 49ers, man, they'll probably be in the NFC Championship game.
Okay. Well, this was a game that we have been wanting to see. Like you talked about, the first play, things happened, and then it was just a shootout. And I mean, the Bears answered every time San Francisco did something.
Right.
And my hat's off to Caleb Williams because, you know what? I wasn't sure how he was going to do, but what he's shown me is this is why he won the Heisman Trophy. You know, when he first came in, he had the different fingernails painted and, us old school in the locker room, we're like, what is that? But it worked for them. You know, I'm not hating on it. It's just, it was different from what you typically see in the locker room and being the leader as the quarterback. He had his different style. I think somebody had likened him to being the Prince, like Prince. Prince was like kind of out there, but he was a genius.
Did he
and
squeal
this guy
like
here,
Prince?
man.
Does he call the signals like Prince?
No, I'm saying in terms of being unique and such a genius. So here's the thing, Irv, the red zone, which I thought was real interesting. Do you realize that San Francisco, when they was in the red zone, they were 5 for 5?
5 for 5. Yes, they were.
Man, they're putting that thing in the end zone. They're not.
Yes.
There's no wasted motion. In
And
comparison,
they're peaking at the right time. They weren't playing like this earlier in the season. They're getting progressive, man. They're getting better and better and better.
and comparatively, when the Bears got in the end zone, in the red zone, they were 1 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. The Bears, no Odums and no Zacchaeus, they did a lot of 3 tight end sets.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the play for me. The last play, Caleb had a shot. He had a shot at the last play that fell 2 or 3 yards in front of the receiver. He had a shot, but he was throwing it when the guy was.
It's the Bills. The same thing. Going back, it's the same thing as the Bills game.
Well, he had a guy in his face. And he was falling backwards as he threw the ball. But he had a shot at that guy.
Well, they had a shot at it. That play could have won the game for them.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want to make a point of. For the Bears, the complete turnaround with Ben Johnson has been remarkable. But their running game needs to improve. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of excitement from Ben Johnson's offense, but I keep looking I see glimpses of Detroit, but he doesn't have those 2 horses in the backfield.
Right.
His running game with Swift had he needs help. Swift needs help.
Right.
Here's what Swift has done.
But he toes the rock though. He does a good job.
I'm going to give you a statistic. Let's compare him to CMC. CMC has.
You can't. That's not.
Well,
fair.
wait a minute. In terms of that offense, in terms of if they can utilize him, I'm drawing the comparison. Utilize him like they use CMC. That's my point.
Right.
He has 33 receptions for 291 yards. In comparison, CMC 96 receptions for 890 yards. Mm-hmm. Running the ball, Swift 213 carries for 1,000 yards. Mm-hmm. CMC 303 rushes for 1,179 yards. So all I'm saying is the point that I'm making there, if they get that type of production from Swift, that offense is going to be unstoppable. Because look at his receivers and look at that doggone quarterback. I said this a couple weeks ago.
Caleb Williams was supposed to be the man coming out of college, man.
He reminds me of Holmes. He does Mahomes type things, no question. So it's exciting. I want to see how far they can go. I'm not putting anything past them because they're young, they're hungry. They got a head coach that's not afraid to do some things that's unorthodox, and he got a quarterback that don't care. He'll throw it anywhere. He will try and throw it anywhere, and that's going to be exciting.
When you got a rifle like that, you feel like you have the confidence that I can stick it in that little hole.
Yeah, man.
I can get it right between them 2 guys.
So it's going to be fun to watch.
He'll haul off and throw it too, man.
Yeah. Because the one that he had, Irv, the 40-yarder, when he rolled to the right and he stopped and he threw that thing to the tight end on a rope.
It was a dart. Yeah, man.
Because they thought it was a free play and everybody kind of relaxed. And he rolled out to the right.
There was no arc in it at all. It was
no. Irv, he threw that thing straight on the rope 40 yards.
Yep.
So they're going to be fun to watch. All right. You want to do some shout-outs before we get to the last segment?
It's getting interesting. This season, unlike, for me, I don't know about you, for me, this season, unlike the past 2 or 3 seasons, there are a lot of teams. Nobody just kind of separated themselves. We've said that earlier in one of our shows. That and there's a lot of teams. On any given Sunday, they can win. It's going to be interesting in the playoffs, and it might turn out where 2 teams are in the Super Bowl that none of us thought would be there.
Right.
Because you got a lot of teams that are playing good. You got the Rams playing good. You got the Bears playing good. You got the 49ers playing good. The Eagles are playing good. The Bills can play good. Seahawks are playing good.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Here's what I want you to hold that thought, Irv. Since we get to the last segment, because we're going to do the Monday night preview, that's going to be real quick. So I'm going to go. You had just mentioned those teams. Now, I'm going to give you something in the AFC, and I want you to tell me who did you think was going to be here when the smoke clears if we were just talking about this season. Right now, these are the playoff teams in the AFC. Broncos, Pats, Jags, Texans, the Chargers, Bills, and it's either going to be the Ravens or the Steelers. Out of those teams, who is a surprise for you on that list?
The Jaguars and the Chargers.
Jaguars and the Chargers. So
Jaguars
all those.
and the Chargers.
Wait a minute. It had to be the Broncos. Nobody expected the Broncos to do anything.
Not the Broncos played decent last year, and we know that what's their coach's name?
Peyton.
Sean Payton. We know he's an offensive guru. We know
So
that he can put it
so you're
together.
saying the Broncos, the Pats, Texans, Bills, Ravens, or the Steelers, we all expected those people to be in there. Those teams to be in
I
there.
didn't expect the Steelers to be in there as well.
Okay.
I didn't
So
expect
cross
them
that
to be.
one out.
I expected them to have a winning season like Tomlin does, but not
Okay.
not to make the playoffs just because their quarterback situation is so jacked up all season long.
Okay. For me, I didn't expect the Pats. I didn't expect the Broncos. I expected the Bills and the Texans. Those were the two that I expected to be standing.
Wow.
And that they're there now. We also, let's not
Right.
forget about the Chiefs.
Mhm.
Everybody picks the Chiefs. Chiefs are the other
Right.
ones. So
Well, they're
those are
out.
some. They're out.
That's a surprise because they're out already.
But so the Texans and the Bills, who's standing now, would have been some selections before. The NFC, Seahawks, Bears, Eagles, 49ers, Rams, Packers, and either the Panthers or the Bucks. Who did you think that was not going to be in this list?
I didn't think the Panthers would be there. Name them again. Name them again?
The Bucks, Panthers, Packers, Rams, 49ers, Eagles, Bears, and Seahawks.
Didn't think the Bears would be there. Didn't think the Seahawks would be there, and didn't think that the Panthers would be there. The Bears are a surprise this year for me. The Seahawks are definitely a surprise because Sam Darnold is on their team, and the Panthers, they got a chance. But I'm not going to say never been a fan of Bryce Young's. I just don't think he's that dude that he's going to be like that cat out in Arizona. That little
Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, where he's exciting and they'll win some games, but he's not a winner. He's not going to get them into the playoffs and get them to a Super Bowl. Not Bryce Young, not Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's not that dude either.
Okay. So that list, those are pretty much the ones that I'm saying I was surprised that they're still standing. The ones that you mentioned. I would agree most definitely on that list on the NFC. So yeah, we got a lot of surprise teams in here, man, that nobody thought the Jags, nobody thought the Chargers, Seahawks for sure.
Right.
So yeah. Bears, nobody, it was a rebuild.
Nobody thought about the Bears. I was surprised, man, when I saw them play. I pay attention to the Eagles more so than any other team because I'm in this area. When they played the Eagles, what they put on the Eagles, I'm like, whoa.
And then you thought the Pats was going to take a year.
Yeah.
Nobody really picked the Pats. They thought they was.
I
going
didn't
to take
think
a
they'd
year.
be as hot as they are. I knew they were going to be better this year than they were last year. I just thought it was going to take, like you said, another year for them to get there. But Drake May he's the dude, man.
Yeah.
He is legit. He is legit. And anytime you look at a football team in the NFL and you try to calculate or try to think about what they're going to do during the season, what kind of wins they're going to have or how many losses they're going to have, or how competitive they're going to be have, you always start with their quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the number one thought for anybody who's picking a team that they believe is going to win. It's based on their quarterback, that team's quarterback.
Good point. All right, so let's wrap it up with our Monday night prediction. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Rams got to win because they're in the playoff hunt. I don't know if their seed is solidified yet, but they got to win. Falcons are 6-9. It should be. The Rams just lost to Seattle, but it was kind of like they're in the 6th seed. I'm sorry, the Rams are currently the 6th seed. Yeah, in the NFC. So they got to win. To stay in the hunt.
Yeah.
But they lost against Seattle last week in kind of an epic kind of fashion. It was crazy. So there's a punt return for a touchdown against them, and once once in a lifetime 2-point conversion, that crazy 2-point conversion. Their kicker, who hadn't missed anything, he missed. Okay, and that all got capped off by an overtime touchdown and a 2-point conversion. All that stuff happened. It was just a unique series of events that took place. It was kind of weird. But Seattle, obviously, Seattle was the beneficiary of all of that. Matthew Stafford last week against Seattle, and Seattle's got a decent defense, man. He threw for 457 yards, 3 TDs, 110.7 quarterback rating versus Seattle. He's had 100+ quarterback rating and 280+ yards in 3 straight games now. The Rams offense, 37 points in 3 straight games, 28+ points, 37+ points in 3 straight games, 28+ points in 5 straight games. And Puka Nacua is a beast. We know that.
Yeah.
So in order for the Falcons to win this game, they got to run the ball. They got to put the ball in Bijan Robinson's hands.
And keep it out of Matthew's hands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to keep the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. So far, Bijan Robinson has 1,250 yards. He ran for 76 yards, 4.8 yards per carry against the Cardinals last week. Caught 92 yards in balls and 1 touchdown. They also have Algier is Tyler Algier is his name. He's the other running back, 78 yards, 4.9 yards per carry last week. And the Rams didn't play the run very well against Seattle. They gave up 171 yards, 6.8 yards per carry. And 2 touchdowns in the run game last week against Seattle. So that's the only chance the Falcons have is to run the ball, hog the clock, keep the ball out of the hands of the offense for the Rams, out of Matthew Stafford's hands and Puka Nacua's hands. That's the only way they're going to win this game.
All right. So this one's pretty simple to me. Did you look at the score or see any of the highlights of the Patriots beating up on the Jets this past weekend?
Oh, they just killed them.
They jumped on them.
They just went down and scored. Yeah, they scored all 5.
So here's my point. When you're playoff ready, and you got teams like Atlanta tonight,
put them out quick.
You go take care of business quick.
Yep. Fourth
Fast
quarter,
and in a hurry.
Matthew Stafford is resting fourth quarter.
There you go. So that's what I'm looking for the Rams, to take care of business, and that will show me they are ready for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If not, they farting around with them, they ain't ready. So we're going to find out. They ain't ready.
Well, some teams, based on that comment you just made, some teams ain't ready. I guess the Eagles ain't ready. The Bills ain't ready.
No. I'm saying when you get the trap game, or you got the team that ain't going nowhere, they going home, they going fishing already, you need to take care of them. Don't have them sitting around to be the spoiler. That's what I'm saying.
Don't let them hang around,
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for the Rams, to take care of business real quick, fast, and in a hurry.
We'll see, because it's about to start popping here in a few minutes.
Well, they just showed the guy. Would you do this? Bungie, they had the mascot, the Falcon mascot. He jumped from the top of the doggone dome and bungee cord all the way down, upside down.
Oh, no. I don't trust them bungee cords, man.
Boy. I see you out your mind.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I make it to the Hall of Fame. I'm parachuting in.
Okay. So I hope the voters didn't hear that. They're like, well, we ain't going to vote him in. He going to come in on a parachute.
I'm parachuting in. Not by myself. Somebody going to be holding me that knows how to parachute.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess you're going to make an appearance one way or the other.
I'm parachuting, baby.
All right. Well, that's our show, man. So you got any shout outs, anything you want to say before we say goodbye and good night?
Oh, can you see the names? Let me see. I don't know. Let me see if Billy Bell. Did Billy Bell come on?
He said hello. He said Happy New Year.
Benny Capriati's in the house. Eddie Casper is in the house. My mother is in the house. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Mom. Hey, Mom. I don't see, and Richard Melton's in the house. I don't see Billy. Oh, there he is. Billy Bell. What's going on, Billy? I don't know if you heard us earlier, but we know you just got out of the hospital. Wishing you well, man. Quick recovery. Get back on your feet. We're glad you're out of the hospital, and we're glad that you're with us tonight, watching and participating, man. God bless you. We're praying for you, all right? Yes, stay out of the hospital, man. And that's it, I believe.
All right.
It's all Richard Melton's still whining.
It's all good.
Vinny is Hey, Richard, the Bills are going down, bro. I'm sorry. They're not that good anymore. They were good last year.
Why are you messing with Richard, man?
I'm just messing with him because they're going down. I'm sorry, but they're going down. You're welcome, Billy Bell. You're welcome, brother. They're going down. The Bills, if the Bills are going to lose the first round of playoffs. I said it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, Wideouts World, that's another wrap, brother. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit and subscribe and do all the good stuff that you do. Tell your friends about us. We love to chat with them as we get ready and ramp up for the Super Bowl and the playoffs. Happy New Year, everyone. We're not going to see everybody. Tell everybody Happy New Year.
Yeah, the Moose just came on. Happy New Year, everybody.
The Moose is on the loose. All right.
If you make New Year's, I'm not against making New Year's resolutions. All right. But let's be reasonable. Okay. Let's be reasonable and let's be rational. Don't make a New Year's resolution that you know is going to be way out of your reach, something impossible based on your own habits and whatnot. Make reasonable, attainable New Year's resolutions, because we always want to try to get better. And when we make a promise to ourselves, we start trying to do something and we fail at it, then now we feel bad about ourselves. So be reasonable and rational when you make your New Year's resolution, and set yourself a goal that is obtainable.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
So let it be done.
Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you
wisdom
watching.
here too. Not just a football Eagles, not just a wide receiver perspective, but you get wisdom. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
It's always good. Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you next time. God bless.
God bless.
This has been Wideouts World.
Touchdown.
The legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson. Are you freaking kidding me? If it's football talk you're looking for, I think we've got you covered. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube at Wideouts World. See you next time.
Let's go. Let's go. Go.